Given the rational function x minus 2 over x minus 1 times x minus 7, we want to see for what value of x makes it greater than or equal to 0. So in order to solve this, we have to set the numerator and denominator equal to 0. So in other words, let's just set each of these three factors equal to 0. And so solving for x, we get 2, 1, and 7. Note that when x is 1 and 7, the denominator is 0, and the function is not defined there. So 1 and 7 are not going to be part of the solution. So now we're going to draw a number line and just put an x around the 1 and the 7 because we're not going to include those points. And the goal here is to test the different regions. So we'll start from the left here. We have to pick a point left of 1, let's say 0, and you want to plug it back into the original function. So if I plug in 0, I get negative 2 over negative 1 times negative 7. There's 3 negatives there, so the answer is going to be negative. Pick a point between 1 and 2, let's say 1.5. Plug it in there, we get a positive number. Now we go from 2 to 7, let's say 5. Plug it in, we get a negative number. And then we want to pick a number that's bigger than 7, let's say 10. Plug it in, we get a positive number. So we want to see when this is greater than or equal to 0. So obviously when it's not negative. So starting from the left here, this is negative, so we're not going to include it. And then we're also not going to include 1 because it's not part of the domain. But after 1, we see that it's positive here. And at 2, 2 makes this function 0, so we want to include it. So we're going to put a closed bracket. Open parenthesis around 1 because we're not including it. Closed bracket at 2 because we want to include it. Next, between 2 and 7, it's negative, so we're not including it. 7, again, is not part of the domain, so we're going to put an open circle here. And then notice to the right of 7 is positive. So we're going to close this with a open parentheses because it's going to go all the way up to positive infinity. And so we're going to connect these two intervals by using the union sign. So starting at 1, end up at 2. Union starting at 7 and going all the way to positive infinity. And that is our answer.